does, but he really needs to focus on Mark Tate because he needs to beat him. He needs the 400 points. And plus, it'd be one heck of a barometer for him as to what kind of shape his boat's in.
Certainly would be. White flag, as you see, displayed. At any time now, if the boats are in alignment, we should get a start. They've gone by the white one time, usually try to start them right away. The pace boat is already out there, but the trailer boat just cut the course. That's the Miss Exide. And Doug Brow will position himself, the rooster tail, back about 15 seconds across the line behind the starters. There you see him getting in a position, finding himself some softer water in between a couple of wakes there, in between lanes 5 and 6 as they come to the line. Computers and applications, Muscatel's both the inside lane. In lane number 1, of course, along the buoy row, running a little bit better now. He was kind of a 6th starter the last time out. The alignment looks pretty good as they point toward the south turn now to come toward the start-finish line. The throttles come up a bit. We'll look for the green flag.
The guys on the outside are smoking, and the guys on the inside aren't going very fast.
The pace boat, of course, is the outside boat. The close call, they give him the green. And just as you suggested earlier, Scott, Mark Tate knows how to take advantage of the outside to bring him to the line, and he comes along with the DeWalt tools, diving down into turn number 1. It's Mark Tate on the outside with good boat speed. He pokes his nose out first, and the DeWalt tools right next to him with Michael Hansen in 3rd place overall. It is the computers, it is the Appian Geronimo 4th place. It's
Nate Brown,
the business machine.
Yes, but he's going right on by Appian right now for 3rd. And Mike Hansen's giving Mark Tate all he wants.
He is indeed. We've got a great battle for 1-2. Look at that corner for Hansen. He has been working on his turns out here this week, and that was a gorgeous turn. He knows that the boat speed off the corners hasn't been particularly good for the close call, and he knows that he's had some pretty good straightaway speed to contend with. He comes across the line 1st place, the DeWalt tools. Across the line 1st with the close call. 2nd, 3rd place, it's the 1st choice business machines. 4th choice over across the line, the Appian Geronimo. 5th, it's going to be the computers and applications, and a dandy duel through the lower corner again here as you see it from the air. DeWalt tools on the inside lane. Mark gives him just enough room for a lane, and this time closes the door just a little bit, tightening down on him, and that gives Mark Tate a little bit more of an opportunity to pull some distance on him as they go down the back chute for the 2nd time around. Now this time, it's going to be necessary for Mike Hansen to really keep his foot on it through the corner if he's going to try to make up some ground and try to out-corner a boat that's bouncing badly on the outside, of course, which is the close call. But it doesn't look like he has the cornering speed quite as much as he had the last time, so close call this time will lead him across the line as we go into the white flag lap, which means 1 more to go for the leader.
Mark Tate's last corner down here really set the tone for the race. He just pinned Mike Hansen right to the buoys. He actually has overlap now. He could drive to lane 1 if he wanted.
He's loose. Whoa, man, he had a lot of air under him. We were real close to seeing the underside of that one permanently, and it didn't happen. And that allowed Michael Hansen to make up some ground. Look at him come out of the corner. The boat started talking to Mark Tate. Mike Hansen took advantage of it and passed him.
He sure did. He made a heck of a corner because he wasn't there to pitch him that time.
He sure wasn't. And when he made that corner, he had lots of boat speed. At the same time, it was Mark Tate trying to climb out of it, trying to get his boat right. But here he comes again. On the outside, it's Mark Tate. We're going to have a great finish here. Michael Hansen on the outside. Again, Tate hits a bad hook, and he really hits some bad water. That'll lose it for him. Here comes the DeWalt tools down to the start-finish line, and he's going to have sufficient speed to win it. DeWalt tools will cross the finish line and take the checkered flag. 2nd place, close call.
Well, that was one heck of a race. Mark obviously has handling problems, Mike. As you said, he almost blew it over down here in this corner. We just told him to change the camera to the other corner. Sure enough, they're getting in trouble back down on the 1st turn again.
Well, but same reason, though. Lots and lots of wakes. And Mark went to the outside looking for a little bit of water, hit a wake. It launched him up. The wind started to catch him, and he simply had to feather it out to take it back down again, which he does so well. But that gave this gentleman, Michael Hansen, the opportunity to slip inside, and that's all it took. Now, when Mark tried to challenge him across the line the 2nd time around, just before the finish, then he hit some real bad stuff in the north end of the course, and he just simply couldn't negotiate that and the DeWalt tools at the same time.
Mark Tate really showed his experience there by not running and turning the boat anymore. Had he turned the boat more, he would have blown it over.
Oh, yeah, well, we sat in the boats for about 15 minutes watching the air show, and it's just hotter than heck in there with the driving suit on, your earplugs, your helmet, and your elbow pads. It gets warm, so the work began long before the heat started.
How's the course? You said a couple of the turns were a little iffy?
Well, both turns are a little bit lumpy. I mean, that's just the fact we got 7 boats out here at the same time. They all carve real deep holes, but DeWalt tools seem to get through there the best first. So far, that heat.
So the boat's running the way you want it, and you might have a good day ahead of you.
We got a few things we want to work on. I got in trouble in the second lap going in the first turn, and that's when Tate got biased. Then he got in trouble down there in the third turn, and we caught back up to him. So whoever masters that first turn the best is going to win this thing.
That sounds like the key. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
All right, Mike, let's go over to Bill Rocky on the other side. Bill? Mark Tate, you're ahead there, and you hit some rough water.
Well, it just seems like any time our boat gets into a corner and it gets launched off of a lot of nasty stuff, and you know, just can't control the boat at that point, and it's a problem we've been having all year, and it's better, but it's still uncontrollable.
Mike drove a good race, though, there. He took advantage of it.
Mike did. You know, once I got ahead of him, I pinched him off real good through 1 and 2 and thought I had him, and then when we got back down in 1 and 2 the next time through, I hit some big stuff, and you know, Mike kept after it and stayed with it, and then I actually pulled him again down the back chute again and hit more stuff in 3 and 4, and you just can't run a race boat like that. You know, you just don't know what's happening underneath you.
Is it getting bumpier?
You know, the water isn't that bad for a Seattle race course. It's pretty nice out there. It's just that we don't have the race boat for the conditions.
Hey, Mark, good luck the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Here you go. Look at the boat bounce. My goodness. You talk about close call. This really is. Lucky to keep it down. And that takes a pretty good driver, too. Everybody thinks, well, maybe he's just flying on the ragged edge, Scott, but it takes a pretty good driver to know how to feather off that thing and bring it back down.
That's one of the best pieces of driving I've ever seen. What he did is he steered the boat. When it got up, he did not keep turning the steering wheel to the left to go to the radius of the corner. He steered the boat straight ahead, and that's what saved him, and only an experienced driver like Mark Tate would have known to do that.
Here are your unofficial results. DeWalt Tools in first place, followed by the close call phone card. A good race until, again, Mark bounces it through the corner down there. First choice, Business Machines in third. The Packet Engine, Appian Geronimo, the Red Robin Miss Exide,
yes,
and the Spirit of Chelan and Computers and Applications.
We just heard that in that heat, Computers and Applications actually incurred a 1-lap penalty because they finished ahead of those other 2 boats, but because of the extra lap, they ended up in 7th place, which